You need someone to watch, a like, a comment, a view, a witness to tell you it counted. Not because you are weak, because you have never done the thing with no audience. Not once, not all the way through to the end. You have never built the skill in the dark. You have never practiced the move no one will ever see. You have never sat with the door closed and the phone face down and stayed there long enough to ask the question you are most afraid to hear the answer to. The question is this: would you still do the work if no one ever knew? You have been performing your entire life, not living, not learning, performing. Everything you have ever built has had a viewer in mind. Every goal has had an audience attached. Every private moment has a ghost in it, the version of you that is watching yourself, narrating yourself, judging whether this looks like the kind of person you want to be seen becoming. You are the audience and the performer at once. You have been both for so long you no longer know which one you actually are. You have never been alone. Not really. Because even in the silence, you are already rehearsing what you will say about it later. You are writing the caption before the moment has passed. You are framing the story before the story has even finished happening. You are optimizing the telling before you have lived the thing. You are living for the witness, and the witness is always one step ahead of your actual life. At 30, Musashi stopped dueling, climbed a mountain, and sat alone in a cave for 20 years. No students, no lord, no witnesses, just the dark and the sword and the question he could not answer anywhere else. That was his cave. Here's yours. You are afraid of being alone with the one person you cannot escape. Yourself. Not the kind of alone where you watch something by yourself or eat at a counter. That is not alone. That is just unaccompanied. The cave is different. The cave is silence with no end time. No notification. No one coming to check on you. No external reason to stop or continue or believe that any of it matters. The cave is the question you have been running from for years, the one about whether you would still do the work if no one ever saw it. You already know the answer. You would not. You post the progress before the progress is real. You share the screenshot before the skill is built. You tell people about the goal before the goal has any ground beneath it. You need the witness because the witness is the proof. No one sees it, did it count? If no one validates it, does it exist? If no one claps, are you still playing? You have built your entire identity on the assumption that the answer to all three is no. And that is why you cannot enter the cave. The cave does not care about your followers. The cave does not care about your reputation or the story you tell yourself about who you are becoming. It does not care what you posted this morning or what you are planning to post tomorrow. The cave asks only one question. When no one is watching, what do you actually do? You have never answered that honestly, because you have never stayed long enough to find out. That was his cave. Here's yours. And the cave does not ask whether you are ready. It asks whether you are willing to stay when no one is coming. The gap between you and Musashi is not talent. It is not discipline. It is not the era you were born into or the circumstances you were handed. The gap is your addiction to witnesses. You have confused performance with practice. You have confused being seen with becoming. You have confused the applause with the work itself. And the moment the applause stops, the moment the likes drop off, the room empties, the comments dry up, you stop too. Not because the work is finished, because the audience left. Not because you are lazy, because you never learned to work without being watched. You check your phone before you check your breath. You post before you practice. You announce the intention before you have done a single thing to earn the announcement. You have turned your life into a performance that requires constant validation, and the performance is slowly consuming the person who is supposed to be developing underneath it. Here is what that consumption looks like. You start something. You share it too early. Someone responds, good or bad, and now the work is no longer about the work. It is about the response. You are no longer learning. You are managing how the learning looks. And managing the appearance of progress is the most efficient way to stop making any. Musashi trained with no lord watching, no students recording, no signal that it was working. Just the cave and the sword and the next repetition. He did not need a witness because the witness was the obstacle. The witness would have told him he was doing well. And that small approval would have been enough to stop the work before it was finished. Because the moment someone tells you that you are good, you stop trying to get better. You know this is true. Think about the last time someone complimented you on something you were still building. Did you push harder after that? Or did you relax? Did you go deeper? Or did you decide, quietly without admitting it, that you had arrived? That is what the witness costs you. The witness tells you to stop before you are done. Musashi had no witness, so he never stopped. 20 years in a cave. No one told him he was ready. No one told him he was good. He kept going because the work was the point, not the approval, not the recognition, not the name that would last 400 years. The work. You have never done the work without the promise of a witness waiting at the end of it. Not since you were a child. Not once in your adult life. And that promise is the ceiling you keep hitting. Not your talent. Not your circumstances. The witness. The need to be seen before you have become anything worth seeing. Musashi became worth seeing by disappearing for 20 years. You will not disappear for 20 minutes without checking your phone first. That was his cave. Now find yours. So here is what changes. Tomorrow morning, choose one thing you have been learning. One skill. One practice. One piece of work you have been sharing before it was finished. Do not show it to anyone. Do not post it. Do not text it. Do not mention it. Do not tell a single person it happened. Do the work. Close the notebook. Go to sleep. No one will know. The only witness will be the person who watched you quit 100 times before. The one in the mirror. That person needs to see you work without an audience. The cave is not punishment. The cave is where you find out if you are real. Are you still there when no one is watching? I need no one to watch. I need no one to watch. I need no one to watch.